Presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Hosted by Jeff Klein.
Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him.
Jason Place.
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
And SKD. Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Jason, did you make it in?
Hello, everybody.
Woo! How'd the announcement... Hang on. I was talking to Jeff about his funny story, so we'll have to get to that in a second.
So you made him spoil it?
Nope, it's not spoiled.
Oh, okay.
So, but I think we got a pretty good show lined up. We got Rockwell Training Facilities, Tyler Kaliziak. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. He'll be coming on here in a little bit. Guy Olin's going to come on and talk some Millville this weekend. So thanks to everyone that's helping us out. Plainview Power Sports, Northland MX, Fine Tune Motorsports, MB1 Suspension, Moto Kazi, Black Diamond MX, Hardline MX, Minnesota District 23, The Bicycle Works. Big thanks to Andy again at the Open Mic podcast. And we can talk about that later. He helped, we did a car show this weekend. So he was out helping me with that. The Damn Bait Shop and SKD. So it was a pretty good time.
Sweet.
And as always, give our Facebook page a little love. So facebook.com/TalkinMoto. Twitter is @TalkinMoto. Instagram @TalkinMoto Podcast. So we're all over. Ready to go.
We're everywhere.
So how was the weekend? You guys got a lot of riding in.
I thought it was good.
Crickets?
Mine could have went better.
Is it just me? Oh.
I was trying to get into the chat room.
Oh man.
My computer is not working at all. I literally spent the last 15 minutes trying to get going here, and for some reason nothing will work on it.
Nice. Stupid computers.
No kidding. Talkin Moto, buy me a new one.
Let's make it happen. So George how did MotoFest go? Did you guys hear about that at all?
From the rumors I heard, pretty good. They got a nice turnout up there from the sounds of it. And I never heard, solid numbers by any means, but I heard that they had a lot of people up there and it was a good time.
No rain?
Yeah, I don't think it rained up there. I don't know how they keep getting lucky with that part of it, but
That's kind of what Jeff was saying before we got going. Kind of doing a little bit of raining up there, huh?
yeah, just a little.
So what went down at Moto Kazi's mid-season championship?
A little bit of racing happened.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. Nothing to talk about there.
I think someone's lying.
It's not my story to tell. I was in the tower, so.
Well, Jason should have had a bird's eye view of the whole thing, but.
Well, it's hard to know that there's stuff going on in the pits that I should see.
Oh, well. The fireworks started on the track. They ended in the pit.
I saw that part, but I didn't know they were leading to fireworks. I thought it was all accidental for the most part.
Oh.
All right, fill us in, buddy.
Well, it all started. There was a pretty big turnout. Good crowd at the track. I think, what did Vet have? 13 guys in it, which is probably the biggest turnout that class has had in a long time.
Well, it's always been one of the bigger classes. or the last few years, it's been one of the bigger classes. So actually, that's about normal.
I think that's the first time I've raced it there at Jordan, though. I think it is the first
Yeah,
time.
I'm
I
guessing.
might have raced it
probably
once last year, but so there was a bunch of guys that I didn't even know how fast they were or whatever, and I went out and practiced with the vet guys, and I felt terrible, which I guess is kind of typical. Those guys just motored away from me, and I had nothing for them. This guy is like Gene Miller, who's a pretty good rider, but I mean he's like 50, but he just pulled away. And so I wasn't feeling too hot, and then the vet heat came around, and I got a decent start. I think I got a third place start, and passed the two guys in front of me and took off for the win and won it. And I was pretty impressed with that. So I was pumped up going into the main event, thinking I had a shot at winning. And I don't know, I got into it out on the track with someone, and like 3 corners in a row, he rammed into me. And I'm trying to remember, I think he was coming across pretty good in the corners too, like trying to come underneath me and run into me. And he's just really aggressive rider, and I've seen him do it before to some people. And then this section, there was like this whoop section, and I could hear him. I was on the left side, and after the whoops, there's a right-hand 180. And I could hear him, couldn't see him, but I could hear him behind me, and I knew he was on the right of me because I was on the far left side of the whoop section. And I just hear his bike like tapped out, hitting the rev limiter, and so I check up, and sure enough, here he comes flying up on the inside and goes over the berm. And I immediately thought that guy was going to T-bone me. That's all he was going to do was T-bone me. And I was just fuming, And then the rest of the race, all I could think about was that dude was trying to freaking take me down, and I was pissed. And like I said, I've seen him do it before to other people, and Jason included, and I was not real happy about it. So afterward, I paid him a visit in his pits, and some words were exchanged, and some shoving happened, and next thing you know, I got disqualified. So I got a big old.
And now you
But I
know
ended up
the rest of the story.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, thanks, Paul. It worked too. His tactic, I think, was just to get in my head, and I mean, normally the guy would never beat me. He has no, he just doesn't have the speed or the technique, and his pants are too baggy. So,
Agreed.
I don't know. I wasn't real happy about it. And looking back on it now, I come to find out he was basically out of control through the whoops, and it probably was not intentional. But so I kind of feel like an ass. But
Well, the reason I enjoy this whole situation so much is because I've had run-ins with this guy twice, and it was basically the same thing. And everybody's always told me, you're better than him, blah, 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 and don't let him get to you. And one of those people was Jeff, and he got to Jeff. So I'm kind of like, see, it can happen to you too.
well, see, the stuff that happened, like the 3 corners prior to that, it was no big deal. It was like in turns, he was like kind of cutting down on the turns, and just kind of ramming into me. It wasn't like it was, dangerous where it was going to take me out. But then where, when I felt like he was coming in to just tee me up, and that was it, like I was pissed because, like I told him, I said, what if you'd have broke my leg, you moron? I mean, we're racing for a plastic trophy, and Lee made a good point when he said, well, yeah, keep that in mind when you're over there trying to start a fight afterward. And I wasn't going to start a fight. There was just, I was pissed about it, so I wanted to say something to him. But, I think that it was just, it's not worth him getting hurt either. I mean, I don't know why he thinks that he should be out there riding way above his skill level. And, it was kind of funny because we saw him on Sunday too, and I'm pretty sure, I'm positive both motos I lapped him. So, and that was one of the things I told him too. I said, you're not going to beat me, so there's no sense in you trying to take me out because you think that's going to be worth something. I don't know.
Did so nothing happened to him then, or did you both?
No, of course not. Just no. That's the thing that irritated me a little bit about the whole situation afterward, is because, I mean, the promoter admitted that he has had to talk to him several times, and here we are in the same situation. Nothing's changed. So
Right.
that irritates me a little bit, but, the guy spends a lot of money at those events, so I can see his side of it too, so. Can't chase away customers in his business, so.
Oh boy, I think I know who you guys are talking about now. Via the chat room.
But the beef is done and over with. I'm over it, and I actually kind of wanted to apologize to him a little bit, because I think now, looking back on it, it was a little uncalled for me to go chew him out. Especially considering it was an accident. I wish I'd known that now, of course, that it was him being out of control, not him trying to kill me. But
yeah, but
it was just like the perfect situation for there to be a really massive misunderstanding, because if that was the only thing that had happened, if I had just checked up and saw him go flying over the berm, missing the turn, I would have probably thought nothing of it. But what led up to it made me believe he was trying to tee me up and take me out.
So he was out of control several corners in a row.
Maybe.
So funny. Oh no, I think Jason's having computer problems. So hopefully we can. Let's try to get back.
I don't even know though if I got a DQ in both classes, or if it was for the whole evening, or just that one class or whatever. Because I raced 250 B2 because I was feeling saucy, and wanted to go out there and mix it up with the fast kids. And I actually had a great heat race in that class too. I got 5th, which was probably the best I've ever done in that, at least in the last couple of years. And over the weekend, I got some compliments from some people about my riding, which was kind of cool to hear.
Always nice.
They weren't really from real credible sources, but they were. One of them happened to be Jason's mom, which I don't know if she knows the difference between a fast and a slow rider, but
Oh.
she said I made it look effortless.
Oh boy.
So
Now you two are gonna start shoving each other.
Better not be talking about what I think he's talking about.
talking about your mom.
All right, I'm gonna go back to pretending my internet doesn't work.
Well, that's what I told him. I said it was kind of funny getting a compliment, because I got a couple of them, and I said they weren't from very credible sources though. I said
What they were from? One was from a person that's never told me anything like that. So, congratulations.
Yeah, I kind of felt like a dink about that. I don't know what she meant by that, because I didn't really feel like it was effortless, but
I don't know. I made her feel really bad when I told her why I was pissed off.
well, she's got to. I mean, I just beat you, and then she tells me I made it look easy.
I know.
Like, it took no effort to beat you at all. Sometimes.
Whatever.
Thanks, Owen. Unless you're talking to Jason.
I'm afraid to go back in the chat room, because it was when I jumped in the chat room before that all of a sudden I lost connection again.
No. There's nothing working.
I'm not having a good day.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that way.
It's Monday. All right. Gonna bring Tyler on. Maybe he can, get you some tips. How's that sound?
He can teach you how to make it look effortless, Jason.
Thanks, Mom, Owen. Hopefully.
Hello, this is Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, Scott with Talkin Moto. How's it going?
How's it going? It's going good.
Well, how's that nice Southern California weather?
Well, today it's actually a little bit, it's humid, which is strange. It's really hot, but because there's a lot of cloud coverage right now, it's kind of trapping moisture, so it's kind of, I don't know, The weather's kind of crappy. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm stuck in the gym, so I don't really go out to enjoy it.
Well, speaking of that, Jim, what is it? Or tell us a little something about the Rockwell.
Well, basically, we first started out. We opened up as a sports training facility geared towards athletes, and that's kind of how we started developing ourselves about 2.5 years ago. And we have like a lot of really, really cool, like state-of-the-art, unique equipment that a lot of training facilities and corporate training facilities don't have. So we really have a lot of cool tools to be using with everyone. And after about 1.5 years or so, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, just geared towards athletes. So we really opened up, and we hired on more staff, and we actually run like women's fit classes now, and we cater to everyone. And we have like I obviously personally do like nutrition consulting. We have a rehab specialist and a chiro on staff here too. So we really got, it's like a one-stop shop. We kind of do it all. So it's really cool.
Now, you used to race. You raced a couple years at the pro level, correct?
Yeah, I grew up. As a kid, like I rode, but it was more or less I just rode maybe once on the weekend if I didn't feel like watching cartoons. And then when I actually turned about 12, 13, I kind of just had that switch that got flipped, and I started riding pretty quick. And then my parents just asked, hey, do you want to really try to, make this something? So we ended up moving down south for Moto. And so I moved here when I was 13. Didn't really still race that much, but I was still training all the time and riding all the time and getting hurt all the time, unfortunately. But when I was 20, I went pro and raced Supercross in 06, 07, and 08.
So
yeah.
So the injury bug kind of cut it short? Is that what?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was like, some riders are, where just prone to getting hurt. Not that like I would fall ever, really, but unfortunately, like I see a lot, there's riders even now that, you always see on the sideline, not that they're always crashing, but when they go down, they break. And unfortunately, that's kind of how I was. I would never really go down, but when I did, I'd break. And, it'd be something where, even if with the break, most people wouldn't even need surgery. But because, sorry, Tyler, you kind of broke it in this direction. And because it's in that direction, we had to fix it. We have to just fix it because it won't heal properly. So it was always, I just kind of have like the bad side of, it was unfortunate. So that's kind of, what my career looked like. Good, bad, good, bad. So.
Now, what team was that? Was that the KTM? Is it Truth Clothing?
Yeah,
Is that right?
it was at the time it was a KTM supported team, but it was actually Rockwell who funded it, and we had the semi through them and everything like that. And so back then they really tried to have it be a real professional setup. We had the whole pit shirt action going, a few riders, the posters. I mean, it was a full legit deal, and it was rad because we actually had access to the KTM Supercross test track. So that was a huge blessing too, to just be able to cruise over there any day of the week and ride that, and put the sprinklers on and have a prime track to ride. So it was really cool.
Well, I can ask you this. All the videos I see of like the test tracks, they don't look like much fun. They look like hard packed, one line. Is that just kind of how it is out there?
You know what? Like it's just hard because you ride. I mean, it's just like a local track. I mean, you ride the track so much that you can start riding the track almost with your eyes closed. But I mean, it is really dry. However, the dirt that is there when it's watered and you let the water soak in, you have the tire that obviously suits the dirt that you're constantly riding, and you hook up really well. Even when you in the videos and stuff, when you're seeing the dust fly and whatnot, you still, I mean, the traction's really good at all those tracks.
Oh, cool.
And, they develop, I mean, they keep up, they maintain them. And, so if anything gets like real bad, they'll come in with a Bobcat one day and have, I think Mark Peters is the one that, runs almost all of them. So, he'll come up and, touch them up, and, it's as easy as, it's like a remote control for the sprinklers. You just push a button and it just flicks them on. So that's pretty cool. And, so that was kind of, it's definitely a really sweet, thing to have in your bag, like a private test track like that. When you go to other places, say like Milestone's a really popular place to go to. They actually have a couple of test tracks out there, aside from the main one. But, they usually have a cool setup there and everything, but you have literally the whole West Coast lineup out there practicing, so it's hard to really be by yourself or focus without dodging other people. So, when you have private facilities, it's always really easy to just stay focused on what you got to be doing,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is probably, like Milestone, it's, like you said, it's there, and then you get everybody out there.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. What's your connection? You do stuff with Grindstone too, correct?
Yeah, actually Carrie, who, and her husband, who kind of got that thing rolling along with Aaron. I've known Carrie for years and years now. And Grindstone's actually located, I want to say it's like 2-point-some odd miles away from the facility.
Oh, wow.
So they're literally on our street. They're just right down at the end of the road. And yeah, Carrie's a super, super rad mom. The kids are rad. So it's just, I've known them forever, and we've just connected real well. And so when they started that thing up, they wanted to, really stand out and let the riders coming there, and staying there have the best resources when it comes to not just track riding and, bike maintenance, but also training too. So, every rider that does come, whether they're prepping for a big amateur national or a supercross or motocross event, like they have access to everything.
Yeah, I was going to say we had one of, he's a local guy for us, Zach Williams. He was out at Grindstone.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had on, I think he might actually come on next week, so, but,
really cool.
Yeah, I know he was out there for a while, and then obviously he's out this way now, but,
that's cool.
I did a little snooping on the website today, and I seen this popped up right away. You got those Indo boards, is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what is...
Yeah, the Indo boards.
That's just like a balance type of thing?
Yeah, they're super cool. I mean, I love them. I usually, it's not like every single day that I'm using those with my clients, but it's a super rad resource to have, and another tool. It's just they have actually different platforms. I mean, you have your standard, like almost wooden board. That's like a huge skateboard deck type thing. And then there's different things to place them on. So whether it's like a big like hard roller,
okay,
that obviously you have to try to balance yourself on, or there's like these foam discs that then move in every direction, circular. So you have to not just hold your balance left to right, but also forward and back and stuff like that. So it's just a good tool, whether you're just trying to work on balance or you're doing some sort of movement, whether you're working on shoulder strength or something like that. You can also incorporate that into it to help with your balance at the same time, and a little bit more core stability and support with it, So it's just, I think they're rad.
Yeah, they actually look like, fun just to kind of try to balance on one,
Oh, heck yeah.
I guess what, I don't know. I used to ride, but it was like you worked and you kind of showed up to the races and that was it. I never really was big into the gym. Do you see guys that maybe overdo it or do
Yep.
too much of one thing? What's like a good advice?
Yeah, you know what? It's just it's really hard. In this, I mean, we could go into all categories. You got guys that overwork and overtrain, and it shows because they're either getting injured more often or they're burning themselves out, meaning they look strong preseason when you see them at the track, and then when the series starts, they're just weak or fading because you're not letting your immune system recover, muscular system ever recover. So you just start showing up to the races without a full tank. And, so you have that end where almost you have that mentality, well, if I work more, I'm going to gain more, fitness from a fitness standpoint. Or you have it the other way where it's like, it's just an endurance sport, so all you got to do is do some cardio every once in a while. Well, that's false too, because it does take strength to maneuver a motorcycle that weighs over 200 pounds. And then, so it's just, and then it's also, well, what should I work on is, lifting weights too much, not good, or too little, it's hard, and every person is different. So it's just, it's really just looking at the individual, and seeing really what they're lacking more of, and that's what's in your weekly program more, than other things. So if you have someone that's stronger and more fit, like Tyler Bowers, who I know you had on last week, he naturally is a stronger rider. So getting him to develop a better endurance program, from a cardio standpoint, might be more beneficial for him in certain areas, of the year. Whereas you have other riders that are a little bit more skinny. Take Adam Cincerillo, for example, coming off of like minis, like super minis. He had a lot of strength he had to gain, getting on a much larger bike, and then being able to handle that bike on a supercross or motocross track. Eldon Baker obviously setting him up on a stellar program in order to gain him some size and be able to, maneuver that bike without fatiguing, before the race is over.
Excuse me. Yes, I mean, it's kind of tough. Like you said, you gotta look, everyone's different. And so what, like I said, I was on the website. So what is that deal where, and I think I've seen it on a couple of your videos too, you got like the guys standing there and they got those huge ropes and they're just like swinging the ropes. What,
Oh, the battle ropes. Yeah, those are really cool. Depending on the length of them, obviously they weigh. There's pounds that they weigh, so the longer the rope, the heavier they are, and also the diameter. You can get larger or smaller, so you can go like, I think it's like a 1 inch, 1.5, a 2 inch, and I think they might even go larger than that. But basically, yeah, it's weight. So when you're moving your arms around, your shoulders are getting real fatigued moving them around. So whether you're doing doing real fast movements in front of your body, that's just really starting to burn out your shoulders. You can do side movements that burn out, your center delts, or, you can do almost like reverse flies with them. Also, you can twist with them, working your core. There's even different leg maneuvers you can do while you're holding the rope. So just, it's just another training tool that's cool to have access to that a lot of places don't.
Cool. Who are some of the guys you got out there? I know you said Tyler, and is Tickle out there?
Yeah, actual riders in the facility, in this facility that we work with, there's several coaches in the facility, so we have riders that work with, some and others, but yeah, so we have Bowers is in here, Zach Ames' teammates in here, Malcolm Stewart's in here, we have Vicky Golden, Robbie Madison, we have Cooper Webb, we have Brock Tickle, Justin Hill, Darren Durham, Matt Biseglia, and I wonder if I'm missing someone. I think that's about it.
Would have been quicker probably to tell us who you don't have.
Yeah, yeah. We have we're lucky enough to have a nice group of riders, and it's cool. I mean, and besides them too, I mean, we have a lot of really cool clients that we work with, from an amateur level, and things like that too. So it's just cool. We actually have a few BMX Olympians too that work out of here. So it's just it's cool having a lot of top athletes from all different sports, and just all working together. It's really cool. It's a cool atmosphere.
So then, I don't think I'm going backwards here, but so what's a normal, like, a guy comes in, do you just get him on like a couple days a week, or is he there every day, or just depending on?
Again, it all really just depends on the individual and what they need. If it's Bob from down the street just coming in and he wants to improve his fitness, we really just kind of look at, or I personally, you look at their training history to see kind of where they came from, and if they haven't done much besides push a lawnmower, you have to start small with them. So you might do, say, 2 days of, resistance training, maybe 3, and then the other days you can have them just on like a small cardio program, to just do on their own. When it gets more towards an athlete, again, you're going to really analyze what they need, and then also, too, unfortunately, I mean, it sucks. I always hate taking money and asking for it, but it depends, too, on, how much each individual is paying, because obviously time's money, and you need to, really develop a proper program for someone. It does take a lot of time, and, it's one thing to tell some guys, hey, come and see me 2 or 3 times a week. We're going to work in here, and then I need you to do this, these mornings or these evenings outside of here. Well, some people are like done, and they'll go and do it. Other people, they need a babysitter. So it's like I would personally need to go with them, so that's taking more of my time. So, it's just it really just depends on who you are, what you need, and what's important, So there's just, a lot of different variables involved.
Sadly, that's me. I need a babysitter.
Well, I mean, it's just and it's hard too, because if what I tell most people that do come in, and they're loving it, I go, okay, it's just one of those things. You might be with one of your coaches, and after about 2-3 months, you're like, dude, I got this on my own. I mean, I kind of get the idea of what we need to be doing, and then they'll leave. But then after, a few weeks goes by, your wife or friend or whoever wants you to meet up for dinner, so you got to cut your session a bit shorter, or then you got this football game on. It starts at 5, so after work you got to just do a 30-minute session instead of an hour, and then a month or 2 that goes by and you stop going. So it's just it's hard. It's different when you need to meet someone at a certain time, so then you're dedicated to going, and you have someone to hold you accountable for going. It's a way easier way to do it. So it's just like, really, obviously, everything is whatever financially fits you, the individual, and what's affordable. But, I mean, if you're willing to pay to have a coach with you daily as an athlete, I mean, that obviously in the long term is what's best.
Can I help? Now, besides the fitness side, now you're big into, like, the nutrition and everything. So do you try to set people up, like, on, say, more like a diet, or
it's hard to even really call it a diet, because you're not really trying to restrict things or cut out certain things, but it's more or less just setting them up with a nutritional program that fits the individual and what their goals are and what their body's requiring in what they're doing. So if you do have an athlete that's real active, carbohydrates are a lot more essential in their diet, because that's what's going to be giving their body the most energy that they're going to need throughout the day. So it's just, I have some guys that come in here, and even earlier today, I had a guy come in, and it was like, I want to say it was about 2 hours ago, and I started working with him. We get through the warm-ups. We hit the first couple sets, and then we get to the second round of exercises, and he's already slowing down in between exercises. And I'm really good at reading people. You start, when you're in this, position of being a trainer, you're good at starting to read people, and I could just tell him, like, dude, you're starting to wear out a bit on me. You're moving a bit slower, and I could tell you're not really focused right now. What's up? I was like, when did you eat last? Because it wasn't, 2 hours ago. And he's like, no, it was for breakfast. I'm like, why would you only eat at breakfast and see me, 6-7 hours later? Well, I just had breakfast and I had to go run errands, and now I'm here. And it's just like, you're almost wasting your time because you're not at 100% on your energy level. So if you're trying to build strength, how are you going to do it when you're tired, So it's really setting people up properly on what to eat, when to eat it,
Yeah, that'd be...
everything and any time, right?
Yeah, so it's just, and a lot of it's just, having like well-balanced meals and snacks all throughout the day. It's not good to load up at breakfast and then not eat until lunch, or, evening snack and then just dinner. A lot of people like to starve themselves, really it's America in general. They like to starve themselves throughout the day, and then they like to go big for dinner. And it's completely opposite of what you should be doing. So it's just kind of what sucks. But it's just a natural thing that everyone does.
So a little throughout the day with your snacks is...
Yeah. It's more or less, breakfast in reality should be the bigger one because, breakfast is, you're breaking your fast. So you've been sleeping for, anywhere from 6 to 10 hours with no food, and your body's still using resource while you're sleeping. And so, you're empty. So, in reality, breakfast should be biggest, with just moderate snacks and, well-balanced meals throughout the day.
Cool. I wish I could
I'd like to know who has time to sleep 6 to 10 hours.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I'm like, I just pray. I'm like, hopefully I get like 7. If I go to bed now and I could fall asleep in 30 minutes, I'll get 7.
That'd be a lot for me. I wish I could do that every night.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I hope this isn't a joke, Tyler, but Andy wants me to ask you something about a race car. Did you just buy a race car?
That's stupid. No, I traded my truck in for a Ford Focus. Yeah, so it's definitely not a race car. It's a little hatchback that gets 100 miles to the gallon. So I
and
love
Scott
it.
could hang.
Hey, I got
it's just hard. I don't moto anymore, and I own a house, but I don't live there anymore. And so I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's like I'm driving around in this truck that gets like 2 miles to the gallon, and I'm just blowing money, and I'm just like, I finally just told myself, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I just ended up selling it and getting a Ford Focus.
all the cool kids drive Ford
Is
Focus.
it bright yellow?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It's black. It's not yellow.
That's what I got, Tyler. I got a yellow Focus all decked out with some SKD on it. So, but
Nice.
kind of same thing. Jason and Jeff, they're kind of in the Twin Cities area, and I'm over in Milwaukee in Wisconsin. So I'm driving up there quite a bit, So yeah, I know what you're talking about. Something with some decent mileage. So
Yeah. Yep.
I'll have to make sure to give Andy a hard time next time I talk to him.
That's funny.
Do you get to see him quite a bit or no?
Andy, he's local. He's pretty local. So we just, you got those little texts that you kind of shoot back and forth here and there, and then he'll usually hop in and carpool with me over to the church I go to on Sundays.
Cool.
So yeah, that's kind of our little deal that we got working right now.
Well, next time you see him, tell him the boys say hi.
Oh, definitely.
Well, You guys got anything else?
Shoot, I mean, besides being the most totally awesome training facility in the world, that's about it.
Well, we like to think everyone listens to us on Talkin Moto podcast. So where can they get a hold of you at?
You know what? If you, in reality, you can just contact me directly with questions regarding training or, nutrition or coming in, like if you're in the area or wanting to do online training type stuff, you can contact me. I guess email's easiest at tyler.sportsfitness.com. That way there's no, real pressure on asking questions or when it comes to pricing and things like that. That'd probably be easiest.
Cool. All right,
Yeah.
Tyler. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and coming on and BSing with us a little bit, and
Heck yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully everything works out.
Oh, no, I really appreciate it, and I love spending time with people and, just talking about food's my favorite, so I love talking about it. And that and fitness.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on, and
You got it.
tell Andy, I like your race car or something. I don't know.
I will. You got it.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Tyler. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Uh,
You guys all fitness ready?
Yeah, as I'm sitting here drinking a Diet Coke with a dip in, just ate 2 hot dogs.
hot dogs. I had to eat cereal for dinner.
It's probably more healthy than eating hot dogs.
No, I doubt it. It was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That stuff's got to be unhealthy.
Yeah, but it's
Tastes-
delicious.
It tastes too good to be healthy.
It's true.
I ate all my healthy stuff yesterday at the track, and it did not like me.
I was gonna say, how'd that work for you?
Oh, no good.
What? Do they still have the walking taco? Is that still floating around?
Oh,
There was a
just
debate about this at a birthday party I visited on Saturday with my kid about whether or not it's called a walking taco or a taco in a bag. And we decided, well, I'm on his side. I don't think walking taco makes any sense at all because I can walk with a regular taco. I mean, what happens if I'm not walking? Is it then a standing taco?
Well, I don't know.
Taco in a bag makes more sense. That's just
Taco
probably-
in a bag is being, too specific. Are we going to start calling it hot dog in a bun? Because really, you're not just eating a hot dog. You're having a hot dog in a bun with ketchup and mustard and whatever else you put on it.
But who else? Who
That's
would
the
eat?
fact that you're eating a hot dog.
Hey, who eats a hot dog without a bun except for small kids and women on the Atkins diet?
I know a guy.
Oh.
I've been known to eat a hot dog without a bun.
That's weird. Hot dogs are gross. The only thing that makes them good is the bun and the ketchup and mustard.
Exactly.
The meat is terrible.
If you can even call it meat. It depends on what kind of hot dog it is. If it's a cheap
Well-
hot dog, yeah.
Oh, funny.
I like really super burnt hot dogs off the grill. I like them actually heated up like the second time they've been cooked. Like if you cook them on the grill and then you re-grill them later to heat them up and you torch them so the outside's like black, that's pretty good.
Just torch them.
What about
I still wouldn't touch it without a bun and ketchup and mustard though. I wouldn't touch a 10-foot pole.
I did that at oh my gosh, what race did we go to, Jason? Oh my goodness,
I don't
the
know.
regional. Why am I drawing a blank?
Mount Carroll.
Mount Carroll. Yeah, I cooked up a ton of hot dogs, and then I just threw them in the cooler, and then
You did. You pretty much showed up and went, "Is that grill still hot?" And I'm like, "Yep." And he throws a whole package of hot dogs on it, and then he's just snacking on them the rest of the weekend.
One time I was at a party and I was making it was a birthday party and it was a hot dog. They were grilling hot dogs. And I made up a bun with ketchup and mustard, and then I went over to get a dog and they were out of dogs. So I ate the bun with no dog in it, and it was just as good.
Oh man, you cousin Eddie'd that. No meat in this?
I wasn't gonna waste it.
I don't know why they call it a stuffed hamburger helper. It does just fine on its own.
Oh, that is amazing. Jason, did we talk about how was it calling the action again?
Aside from the fact that I'm pretty sure I just about got fired, I don't know. It was fun.
Can we talk about it or no?
Well, it's me and the whole technology thing. Just a lot of times we just don't get along. So I have been using this microphone from like 1978. That just hangs from the ceiling in the tower, and you're basically a dog on a leash. You're always getting tangled up in it and whatnot. And for some reason, Lee decides that, hey, we have a wireless set up in the trailer, and I'm like, that would have been cool to know a long time ago. So I get it all set up and whatnot, but wireless mic is different. You got to figure stuff out. And apparently for a while, I had the mic on when I wasn't talking and had it turned off when I was talking.
I don't remember. See, Jason, I was up in there when he thought it was off, and I could hear the PA speakers.
Well, that was later on.
Oh, okay.
That was after. Apparently, right when the races started is when it was happening. But yeah, he doesn't seem to realize that there's a lot of noise up there. So you can be yelling at the top of your lungs. You're in an echo chamber with dirt bikes flying by 5 feet from you. He doesn't realize that you can't hear yourself talk. So how are you going to hear the speakers that are pointed away from you to actually know if it's working or not? I mean, I'm blowing it out of proportion. He wasn't going to fire me for it, but there was a heated moment between me and Mr. Tice again.
It looks like it's almost, I don't know if we can call it this. Would we say Hell Week? Is that non-technical term for what's going to happen?
Is this Hell Week? I'm not sure if this is Hell Week. I don't know that schedule at all.
Well, it's the 14th, so Walk On is the 18th, and then Anoka, Jordan, Toma. Well, Toma's on the 26th, but yeah, there's a little run.
I don't remember if there was a full-on Hell Week this year.
It got broken up a little bit.
Yeah.
When's the next Jordan race?
The next Jordan is
the next Jordan
23rd.
race is the fair race.
Ooh, you are correct.
Wednesday night?
On a Wednesday night.
Practice at 5:35, races at 6:30.
I swear it. I'm getting rid of Facebook.
Why?
This friggin' Candy Crush, if somebody doesn't make this against the law, it's so friggin' annoying. Get a life. God. And that's coming from a guy who doesn't have a life.
Everyone send Jason some Candy Crush invites.
No, I am going to burn down Candy Crush. Can you tell I'm not in a good mood tonight?
That's fine. I'm actually I'm turning around. I was feeling kind of when we started.
Well, I basically came out of a coma about 6:45, so
You're back.
and I got a whole bunch of texts and whatnot in that amount of time, and I kept looking at them, but I was like asleep while I was looking at them, so I'm not really sure what they all mean or if I dreamt it, because now I can't find some of them, and some of them was stuff like for the show that maybe I should talk about, but
No go.
I don't know. I don't know if I should be talking about it or not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
that's
mean,
okay.
one of them's kind of cool, but I don't know, and I haven't gotten an answer back on if it's for real.
And I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm for real.
Oh, so Jeff, you got disqualified.
Yep.
Shout out to Caleb. Is he in the chat room tonight?
Don't see him.
6th place, plus 30B.
What?
He got 6th.
I gave him the bird yesterday.
Oh, at Jordan?
I
Yeah.
felt accomplished.
It's not plus 30B. It's just
Oh, vet B.
yeah.
It's just open.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I didn't even know he was what? How come I didn't know he was in that race with me?
Because you were focused on somebody else.
Well, I don't even remember going up to the line with him. Oh yeah, now I do. Never mind. Now I do.
I just said focused.
It's fine.
So he
I was
doesn't.
focused.
He doesn't start next to you all the time like I do.
No, he was wise enough to go a couple gates over. Although you kicked my ass on the starts all weekend, pretty much.
I know. Too bad that's the only place I kicked any ass.
No.
We just have the same mindset when it comes to gates, I think. That's the problem.
Yeah, everyone else is idiots when it comes to gates because they all pick the worst gates.
Pretty much.
And then they let 250s beat them to the corner.
Exactly. What's wrong with you?
Shoot.
B riders on 250s even.
Yeah, I had no interest in racing with them A guys though, man. That roost was terrible. I got the bruise on my bicep is just getting bigger and bigger. And it's all the way up to my shoulder. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm actually growing a pretty nice pair of breasts after yesterday.
Oh,
There's some
that's
swelling.
interesting. I'll take some pictures. Shave them though first.
I honestly could not wear my seatbelt on the way home yesterday.
From just roosting or what?
Yeah, just from roost.
Yeah.
That was
Well, the
nuts.
track was prepped a little different than normal, so it was kind of like it was almost by the end of the day. It was like there was some loose, like marbly gravel almost on top, and that stuff was just painful. It was great though. I mean, I love the track conditions.
Yeah, I still liked it so much better than any other time this year, or even probably last year. I think Kellogg was the best it's been in a long time this last weekend.
Yeah.
Was layout the same, just dug different or prep different?
Yeah, I just didn't dig it quite well. Honestly, sorry, Lee, but I know you don't listen anymore anyway, so I'm gonna say it. Lee didn't prep the track, so.
Wow. That's okay. It's okay. Hey, that's why we have this.
What? So we can talk about people and they can't get back to us?
No, we voice our opinion on Talkin Moto.
Well, he's kind of on my crap list. So.
Oh boy. I think, I would agree with you there. The track prep was superb. It probably was a little dry at the end because it was starting to get a little slippery. But for the most part, I'd say 3 of the 4 motos, it was prime.
Well, yeah, that's just it. So, I mean, we were third from the last moto of the day in the last moto, and that's the first that I kind of thought, all right, maybe it's getting a little dry, but it still was not terrible.
Yeah.
It's very raceable. So.
Nice.
The lines developed a little different. That it seemed like it was, I don't know, the lines were, it was almost, you know how sometimes when a track develops in the lines that like you would pick, and then sometimes when the lines develop and it's like, who is taking this line? Why is it so odd shaped? Or why is it going here?
Well, I think that's
when it goes that way too. But Sunday it was prime.
that's a product of it. To me, anyway, in my opinion, that's a product of it not being dug as deep. You know, as the lines tend to move a little more. But yeah, I think there was a serious. It was pretty evident that there wasn't a whole lot of, real good A riders there. I always feel that way anyway when the track you get those lines that start on the inside of the corner and work all the way to the outside of the corner at the end.
You blame
You don't
A
think
guys?
we're going fast enough to move them?
No, it's not that. It's just that, those guys will stick to an inside line, and make it stay there, whereas more amateur riders just kind of tend to take the line that's there. So, I don't know. I'm probably not making any sense, but that's kind of my opinion of it.
Well, something was different, and I liked it.
I loved it. I friggin' loved the track this weekend.
The whoops were a little weird. I think I got to get my suspension worked on. Who's that sponsor we got? We got a couple of them, don't we?
We got a couple. FTM, Pro Action.
I have to thank FTM for the shower on Saturday too. I forgot to bring that up.
What now? You took a shower together?
Well, he had his big rig down there.
Oh, he's got that Class C now, doesn't he?
Yeah. So he's
Nice rig.
in the process of rolling out after. I mean, it was pretty much done raining, but it was like 3:30 or whatever. So he's rolling out, and I wanted to go talk to him because I've been wanting to have my shock serviced. So I went over to talk to him, see if he was coming back on Sunday. And as he pulls up, all of the water comes off the roof. I mean, you know what the water does on a Class C motorhome. It all pools until you're a little bit at an angle. And all of it came off the corner of the roof, right off of where I was standing, and just soaked me.
I thought you were going to say he offered up his motorhome and let you take a shower in it. And I thought you were going to... That's where you were going with it, but...
No, he did not offer up his motorhome for me to shower in.
That's kind of... I don't think I would have done it either. No offense.
Whoa.
I didn't hold up my part of the bargain. Sorry, Clayton. I didn't stop on the way home on Sunday because I didn't feel like it. Mostly because I didn't feel like taking the shock out of the bike after Sunday. But I'll get it to you. I gotta get a
dinner date.
I gotta get a clutch done here. So
you had a dinner date too, Jason.
I did have a dinner date.
Whoa.
My Sunday afternoon dinner date needs to be on the way home because that's a long ways out of the way.
It's not hardly worth a free meal.
Well, I mean it is, but
it's not.
When you left the track at 4:15 and you still don't get home till after 8, that's a problem. But thank you. That was a good time.
I had nothing to do with it, so you can thank my wife.
I noticed. That's why I did thank your wife.
Good.
So yeah, there's obviously Clayton. He's been helping us out, and I know I'm drawing a blank on his name. I just saw it on Facebook. He got his suspension, and he was one of the winners of the giveaway from MB1. So that's cool. But he does like the trail wood stuff, I believe. Something for everybody out there. But
cool.
All right, everyone. We will be right back. Listen to our sponsors. Go like them on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Share a little love. Here we go. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys. We have an awesome list of sponsors. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin Moto podcast. And I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools, so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out Motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from The Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin Moto podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Powersports. Plainview Powersports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin Moto podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. All right, everyone, welcome back. And yes, please do what the commercial says. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We need to get this thing rolling, so we're trying. So your guys' support is awesome. And I know we haven't really talked about it too much yet. Obviously, this weekend, the Millville National, so I think everyone's going to be down there. I'll be down a little, well, I should be down there Saturday morning. And I really want to get a bunch of t-shirts printed up, so if you see SKD running around, hit me up for some t-shirts. I have a ton of stickers that are cut. We just got to weed all them out and get them ready to go. So stickers and t-shirts this weekend. But hot dog.
Oh, don't say hot dog. If I think about another hot dog, I'm probably going to puke.
Oh, funny. All right, Jeff's taking a break. He's got to work on something quick, so he's coming back in a little bit.
He's going to go play with his wood.
Yeah. But, hang on. Let's wait for it.
What are we waiting for? Why are we always waiting for something?
Because I only can do so much right now.
I'm not much of a waiter.
Here we go. We're bringing him on. Hopefully he's still listening. Got the voice of Millville coming on.
Guy Olin.
If he answers.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Guy Scott with Talkin Moto. How's it going?
Oh, just living the dream. Which one was your life?
It's tough to be me, let me tell you.
Yeah. Nothing's too good for you, is it?
That's right. Are you ready for this weekend?
Oh, yeah. Big time, big time. It's going to be a good time.
I know we kind of talked about it a little earlier, and Jason, I don't know if you've seen, but looks like they're changing a few things. That new uphill section looks pretty cool.
Oh, man, I tell you what. Seriously, that is so cool how they did it. I actually got to go up there a couple of weeks ago, and it is unbelievable. That is going to be probably one of the coolest features on the whole national circuit when they're going up and down that hill, because it's going to get really cool. You know, I don't know how well you've looked at it, but you come around off Mount Millville, you come down, you do the 180, and you go back up. When you do that uphill double that Carmichael that did for the first time, and they used to just take a quick hard left and come back to that Lucas Oil drop off and go down. Man, now they're going all the way to the top. They do another double and they go all the way up there, just short of actually cresting the hill. Turn around, and I tell you what, seriously, when you look out over the valley. The riders are going to see nothing. They're not going to see the track. They won't even see the other side of the track. They'll literally see Bikini Hill, and that's it. And then go back down, launch off there, come down, and launch off of another drop away, and then hit Lucas Oil again. It's going to be so cool.
So
I can't imagine what it's going to be like riding down that hill.
Well, I tell you what, when I was up there, Johnny Martin took me up there in his Ranger, and I don't know how well you guys know John and his abilities to make passengers wreck Joe Boxers and rides, but I was seriously, I put my driver's license in my mouth so they could at least identify the body eventually. And we got up there, and you make that turn, and you're looking out over the valley, and I almost soiled myself. It is so cool, and it is so steep going down that hill. It doesn't do it justice until you actually look down that, and it's going to get so rough. Millville Mina is going to show her face coming down.
Mm-hmm. That's what I keep thinking about it too. Is it'd be one thing to just roll down that hill, but to come down that hill as fast as those guys are going to be coming down with the kind of shape the track's going to be in, man, it's going to be insane. And it's too bad because, like you say, TV, nothing's going to do it justice.
Well, even standing at the bottom of the hill, looking up, you look up there and go, that ain't too steep. You have to seriously make a trek up there once to look down, and it's going to be so cool. It's going to be, because we had the Mountain Dew Quad Nationals down there just about 3 weeks ago, and they were just turning around the old Carmichael double, and them guys were launching literally just a blip of the throttle, and they were coming halfway down the hill, 3/4 way down the hill to the Lucas Oil drop off. Now imagine taking another 250-foot run coming down a hill and then grabbing a fistful and going off.
Is it pretty much straight, not obviously straight up and down, but it's pretty much straight up that hill, and then it just horseshoes and comes back down?
Yep. What happened is John straightened it out a little bit, so when you hit that Carmichael double, that instead of they used to kind of jump off to the right a little bit, well, now it straightens it out, so it goes pretty much straight up the hill. You do that double, and then that's a big double. Even then it's a big double, but now there's another double after it, and I guarantee you they're going to be tripling it, and I can see honestly a couple of guys trying to quad up that hill because it's going to be so cool, honestly. And then you go straight up some more. And the way he designed it was kind of cool because once you get up there, you don't actually crest the hill, at the very top, because he didn't want to end up with a bunch of sun in your eyes for the riders to come over the hill. Because that's a western. You'd be driving basically into the sun.
Right.
So he kept it about 10 feet below the hill. I mean, the guy's thinking, he was thinking about that stuff.
One smart cookie, that John, I tell you.
Snappy dresser, all around groovy cat, and a brain to boot.
Well, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Well, then it's all virgin ground up there too, so that's just going to get super beat up. I mean, it's going to get real interesting coming down that hill.
That's got to be more like that heavy clay up there, right? Or what's up there for soil? I don't even know.
Most of it's actually pretty soft. It's not that heavy. He pushed a lot of it off the top. He was having a hard time getting the dozer to go straight up the hill. So they had to push a lot of dirt down.
Okay.
Because one dozer had to push the other up the hill. That's how steep it is and how soft it is. And then they've cut down all the trees up that hill. It used to be more heavily treed, well, now it's pretty much opened up there, so it'll be great viewing too. And it's going to be soft. I mean, it's no matter what, it's still virgin ground, not all packed down from stuff.
It's amazing how much of a difference that makes too. When you get an area that hasn't been track for so long, how much difference the soil is and the way it shapes up. It's definitely going to get pretty gnarly up there, I would think, just because of that.
Oh, it's going to be real bad, and he's on the rest of the track. He's been putting down a lot of sawdust, trying to really keep the loam going, and over the past 4 years, he's totally changed how he's grooming the track. It's not everybody. It used to get super rough. Well, for the amateurs, it's not nearly as rough because he's changed how he groomed it. Now it's not dug as deep or nothing. So it's turned into a lot funner track, even for the amateur guys to go out and ride on Friday and then again on Sunday.
Yeah, I'd have to say I agree with you there for sure. I was there the last amateur race. I I made a return after, well, I think at least a year and a half of not racing there, and couldn't believe the difference in the track. I mean, I still had, the vision of my head. Sunday, it's going to be nothing but deep sand, and just hang on for all it's worth, because that's what you're going to have to do. It's going to be rough. It's going to be terrible. And was pleasantly surprised with the difference in the track. It's a ton of fun these days.
Well, what happened is actually he went out there himself. John's quite the accomplished rider himself. I mean, he's a hare scrambles national champion in '85, runner-up in '84. He's an ISDE medal holder numerous times. I mean, his nickname was the Tiny Timber Tamer back in the day. And he went out one day here a few years back after one of his races on a Monday, and he rode around the track and said, "Man, this place sucks. It's not fun." And here's a guy that's factory Can-Am racer, very accomplished. When he's saying it sucks, that's when he decided he's really got to re-up and do things different. That's what he did. He changed his grooming, changed all the jumps, and turned everything more rider friendly.
Yeah, I definitely give him a lot of credit for that, because that's kind of the decision I came to. Is this place isn't even fun to ride anymore. It just became more work than it's worth, and kind of gave up on it, and heard rumors that John had put a bunch of work into it and it was coming back around, and came back for a full weekend and just had a blast.
Yeah, and the other thing that really kind of set him off too, he was talking to a couple of vet riders, and he commented, he goes, "God, don't you guys want to improve?" And both guys said, "No, we don't want to improve. We just want to ride and have fun. We don't want to get beat up. We want to have a good time. We want to challenge ourselves, but we don't want to ride the super extreme stuff anymore." And that's when he kind of, that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and that's when he changed the whole grooming to change it out for the amateurs.
Yeah, smart move. I give him a lot of credit for doing that. A lot of promoters just have it in their head that they're going to do it their way, and I don't want to say they don't care what the riders think, but they have it in their head that this is how they're going to do it, and a lot of them don't ride themselves, so they don't really know what it's like to go out there and feel like you're not having any fun. I'm in that same category. I'm a young vet rider, but I am a vet rider now, and I feel like I'm not. Well, I do still enjoy racing, and I want to win. I want to go as fast as I can. I don't want to kill myself doing it. So, props to him for the changes.
Well, the thing is too, is I tell you what, especially now I've been up in the tower 12 years with them guys, and when you're on the other side of the coin, when you're on his side of the coin, everybody's giving you advice. Everybody's complaining. Everybody's saying this. Everybody's saying that. And, hey, he'll admit it. He got a little cold to it. You can't please everybody. And everybody's complaining and whining.
Yeah, you have to be that way. I mean, not that I'm anywhere near on the same level, but I managed a track for a year. I took care of Kellogg for a year and got that constantly. And you have to learn. All right. Yeah, you have to listen a little bit, but you can't make every single little change that everybody brings up. It's just not going to happen, and people have to realize that. But
and he's always, one thing about John and Greta is they're always trying to improve the facility. Every year you go there, they've got something new, bigger, better. I mean, like my sound system up in the tower has stepped up a whole nother level, one more level again. You know what I mean? It's super top shelf equipment. They redid all that this year. They, look at the big flagpoles they put up. 2 huge, massive flagpoles were put up. They're just always trying to improve the place. I mean, and it's like that uphill that he built for the pros. I mean, he's been talking about that for a couple of years, and finally, he just decided to do it. And I think it's going to work out great.
I see they put a set of steps alongside that too. So that kind of cure the issue with the medics and the TV crew and that. Was that the idea behind that?
Accessibility, yeah, and to get people up there and to make it more, honestly, it's going to be such a cool view. You're going to want to definitely, I know I'm going to go up there numerous times this weekend, but I mean, you're going to definitely want to at least make one trek up the catwalk and go over there because it's just that cool up on top and looking down and the view. Granted, we'll say a seasoned guy like me will have a workout getting up there, but a young buck like you, you'll probably hop in a skip up there.
I wish.
And you'll get Scott. He'll probably jog up and down 3-4 times just to, show you how to do it.
I plan on it.
Yeah, he'll be up there 3 or 4 times in Moto, just running up and down.
I know.
Well, yeah, after
I know when I bring the wife with, she gets mad at me because it's like I don't like to sit in one spot. I'll sit there and I'll watch 10 or 15 guys go by, and then it's on to the next spot. And I just keep. I probably go around that place 4 or 5 times, and then at the end of the day, it's like, why do my legs hurt? And it's like, well, yeah, you just walked 10 miles, or however,
Oh yeah,
no,
that's
steep,
but it's such great viewing.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the cool things he did too this year that he's changed around that he had talked about, but back when you come down, you do that back corner by called Talladega. That is now a rhythm section. It's not that huge gate that it was back, last year, where you come out of the big Talladega corner. That is now more of a rhythm section. There's a bunch of different combinations coming through there. So that's no longer a double setup. It's more supercrossy rhythmy.
On that far corner where it used to go around that tree?
Yep, it still goes around the tree, and then you had that first double, and then you drop down, and then you did that second double, and then that third double into the corner.
Yep.
Like a little tabletop, whatever. Now that's a whole rhythm section going through there.
Cool.
It's a totally different setup. It's not the big monster jump there, like it at least in the pros. He wanted to make it more of a rider friendly. A couple of guys have gotten hurt back there. We've had a couple of problems with some of the older guys not doubling that first jump and almost getting landed on. So they kind of wanted to improve that again too.
Yeah, that double back there was so weird because it was never like it was that big a deal once you actually did it. But man, that sucker was intimidating to look at.
Well, it was a blind takeoff. You couldn't hesitate coming out of the corner.
Yep.
And all you guys, all you young guys that go out racing it, you guys have no respect for money, so you jump it. I'm an old guy. When I was riding, I spent my entry fee. I'm going to use the dirt. I'm not jumping over nothing. I paid to ride on the track, not jump over. So, it was kind of but that was a very intimidating. It wasn't that big a deal. It was just intimidating.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of improvements. It's going to be an absolute blast of a weekend too. It's always so fun going up there, for this weekend.
Yeah, it should be a good time. I wish I could do like we did a couple years ago and just go Wednesday and hang out for the week. Wish I had the time to do that.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't. I gotta keep the forge going here at the plant down here, so I got to keep working. I won't be able to go down to Thursday afternoon to do that riders meeting, but I can't wait to get down there. Every year I just can't wait to get down there.
Cool. Can I ask you a favor, Guy?
Oh, yeah.
Can you refrain from forecasting the weather for this weekend?
Dude, I got paid no matter what. Hey, what was so funny about that whole time? I had John on the radio 24/7 because I had the radar going, and there wasn't a stitch. It was all south of us that weekend. And then all of a sudden, it literally blew up like in Zumbro Falls, like within 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay. Well, at least I get paid.
It was just so damn funny because it was, it was like, just like out of nowhere. And you said, I think we're going to be okay. And boom, we weren't.
Trust me, and I've been announcing at different tracks for over 15 years, and for some reason, nobody remembers a great job. They always remember the boxed forecast.
Well, I understand that completely. I've been dabbling with doing some announcing myself, and that's always the mistakes that you hear about.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No. It's going to be a fun time. A lot of stuff going on down there too this weekend. That's what always makes it so fun, On Friday night we got Lost Highway, and Mitch Gordon and the Unleashed Band's going to warm up for Lost Highway.
Nice.
Friday night at the Beer Garden, and then Saturday night we got Chris Hawkeye will be playing there too. I mean, it's just going to be a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff. It's just a great week.
Are they still doing on Thursday? Is it open practice for the amateurs?
Yep. Thursday. Actually, the gates open Wednesday night at 6 to 10. From 6 to 10, the gates are open. You come in, you check in, and then we have practice. Actually, is going to start at 8 a.m. and run to 4 p.m. on Thursday. And then we have our the riders meeting at 6 o'clock for set Friday, and then racing's going to start at 7 a.m. is when the sight laps are going, and racing begins at 7:30, because we got to be out of there by like 4:30 or 5, because AMA's got to come in and do their stuff, and they come in and pretty much take over the show, you know.
Right.
So then they get, you know, and one of the cool things too for the families is we got the Meehan's from Wisconsin over there. They're doing a track building contest Friday night down on the beach, which the kids just love. I think that'll be about 6 o'clock on Friday night. The kids just absolutely love that. You know, there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on for the whole family there.
Have you ever jumped in? Have you ever jumped into that creek?
Oh yes. Back in the day when we used to, when my boys first started racing, we actually took the first time we went to Spring Creek, we had a '79 Pontiac Trans Am with a little trailer on it and Brett's 60, and we went down there. You know, understand now, this is the first time Brett raced was at Elko, at the old Elko track on a 60, not a 65, a 60.
Around the slough?
Out of 30 kids, he ended up 8th. So we knew we had Ricky Carmichael right there.
There you go.
Next weekend, we loaded the Trans Am up and went down to Spring Creek, and I thought he was going to wreck a pair of Joe Boxers the first time he looked up the uphill. he came around the corner on his 60 and just pinned it in second gear up that hill. And he made it. He ended up fun, but, you know. But then my youngest one, Kyle, wasn't racing yet, so, yeah, I'll take you in the creek, not knowing. We'll just say shrinkage was a problem.
Yeah, I think we all remember our first time in the creek.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I about died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, but and since then, you know, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, that's the cool thing about Millville, too, is you meet great people, you know. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. It's you know, the sport in general, but especially this area, the people around here. For me, that's half of racing is to just go hang out with the people. But you know, Millville specific, I think everybody remembers the first time they walked up to sign up and looking at the track, and you're like, I'm gonna ride this. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm gonna survive this. Nah.
And you get to the point where you kind of just don't even think about it anymore. But, you know, I thought it was kind of funny that last weekend I was there to race. It was my parents' first time there. And they came back from the track the first time, walked back in the pro pits and said, "You are absolutely insane."
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny how times have changed in your eyes when you look back at them days.
Yep.
And the cool thing is, come Thursday morning, there's going to be some family there for their first time, going to look at that place and go, "Man, this is insane."
Yep, exactly.
You know, and that's what's really cool. I mean, that's what makes it great. You know, I got friends coming out of, I don't forget from Shan Garcia down there, Whole Shot Magazine down in Dallas area. They've got the Black Sock Mafia. They've been coming up for 15, 16 years, 18 years. And they're actually already at the track right now. They make a week of it. And they help.
Oh, really?
They do some diddling around. You know, they help Johnny Weedy and what have you.
Sure.
But that's a whole week, and every year they've been making this track up here, and gotten to know them guys real good. Shand is an interesting gentleman, good guy, interesting, fun guy to know.
You should
But,
you should put in a good word for us.
Oh yeah. What's I tell him? What's I lie about? No.
All of it.
Just make it look good. Make it look good.
Yeah, you know, I tried to invite Scott up on Friday to talk about stuff, but he says, "Nah, I'm too good to show up there on Friday."
Yeah.
You know, up in the tower. He says, "I'm just way too good for you guys."
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I know.
And unfortunately, I have no control over Saturday, so the rock stars come in and kind of push us aside. But, you know, you guys are welcome up there anytime. Anytime you're around, come on up. We'll plug you. I mean, I've listened to... Actually, I got really depressed listening to Tyler earlier. I mean, I just had to open up another bag of Cheetos after listening to him talk. That was not.
Makes me feel any better. I was down on a hot dog the whole time, so.
I did. I put down the hose and grabbed the bag of Cheetos and said, "Nah, I'm good."
Well, how did you get into doing the announcing down there?
Actually, what happened is I don't know, God, it had to have been 15 years ago now. We were at Jordan, and Lee asked me, just I don't know who he had back then, but the guy didn't show up, and he asked me. And I did some announcing for Lee on and off back then. And then in '01 or '02, I think it was, I can't remember exactly when, I think it was '01 maybe, Greta just approached me and said, hey, we're kind of looking, I heard you doing some stuff for Lee at Elko and there. And she said, you want to give us a hand? And it's been downhill ever since.
That story sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah, and nothing against Lee, but honestly, I tell you what, I don't think there's a harder working guy in local motocross than Lee Tice. I really admire the guy. He does a good job. But there's a big step between him and the Martins. And from standing in the tin shed up at Elko on top of the building to sitting in an air-conditioned booth with the latest and greatest technology, and I'd like to think it's a natural transition for the talent.
Oh, absolutely.
But then we ended up, just ended up there, and it became too much, between my kids racing and you guys know, doing this every weekend, plus trying to have a home life, plus, I'm getting old. So I just toned it down to just doing Millville, and we've been doing that since I think it's '02 was my first full year. I did a little bit in '01. It's been a lot of fun ever since. I mean, met great people. The Martins are absolutely phenomenal to work for. I mean, you couldn't ask for better people, honestly.
Yeah, they've been. Greta's been pretty awesome. What did we get, Jason? Like 10 sets of tickets or something?
Yeah, I don't remember what the total was, but yeah, she's been more than generous with helping us out. So.
Yeah, they're just all around good people, and they're all about making the sport better. Not only for the racer, but for the whole family. And that's kind of why I like going down there. I mean, when Brett, the oldest one, kind of retired in '06 after, a couple of really good crashes, and he kind of realized that hitting the ground hurts at that speed, and he didn't have the dedication to put in what it took, and basically burned out. Been doing it for so long. When he retired, it just kind of turned into this then. It's been a good time.
Here's this has been pissing me off today, and
Uh-oh.
and you can shine some light on it, but let's just say I heard online that they pretty much nailing it down that Dungey's going 1-1 and Jeremy's gonna go 1-1 in the lights. Now, what do you think? Obviously, they got a ton of laps. Do you think it's more of an advantage or not an advantage of Millville being their home race?
I know for a fact it's a disadvantage. I know for a fact it is.
See, that's...
But,
Oh, go ahead,
big
sorry.
disadvantage. I know the Dungeys personally. I mean, I've known Ryan since, we took him to a few races when they were younger. They used to ride out here. Brett worked for the Dungey family after he got done racing motocross, and he would stay over at their houses on Sunday nights before they go to work Monday. I mean, and I asked Ryan a couple of years ago about that, and he said, the track is nowhere near what it was when they raced it, and the distractions they have coming into it are so huge that it takes the fun out of, not the fun, but it's a totally different mindset coming into Millville than it is going into Budge Creek or Redbud, because they don't have all the local people, the people that they've known forever. The friend, a lot of friends that you haven't seen in a couple of years all of a sudden come out of the woodwork, and like Ryan says, he loves seeing them, he loves talking to them, but at the end of the day, it's his job. Mm-hmm. This is his work. This is how he makes his living. And I know for a fact the other thing that really bums him out is when everybody's always asking for stuff from him, like gear and jerseys, and like he says, he'd love to give it away, but they just don't have it. They can't, Yeah. So I know for him, it's going to be it's a little different, I should say, for him because he's been away. Now you got Jeremy and Alex, and this is actually really Jeremy's first coming home with a lot of momentum behind him. Everybody wants to be his friend. Everybody wants something out of him. And I don't know how well you guys know little Jeremy. He's still a bullfrog. He's just a good kid. Just a good kid all the way around. You know, I mean, he's a great, you know, and it's going to be a disadvantage. Everybody wants a piece of you. You can't just go, you know, walk around your home because everybody's wanting something.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what it was, is either huge advantage, slight advantage, or no advantage. And I voted no advantage. And, yeah, if there was a disadvantage, I would have voted for that. Because, yeah, it's like you said, it's going to be completely different. I know, well, maybe this is two complete opposites that you couldn't compare, but our buddy got married down there, or not at the track, but, you know, he wasn't into strip clubs or, you know, drinking, so he got all his moto buddies together and we rented the track.
Yep.
But
yep.
it was late enough in the year that they already had the water shut off. And I guess I'm thinking, oh man, we're gonna ride Millville. Track's gonna just be awesome. And, you know, like I said, it's just later in the year they had the water turned off, so it was a completely different track. You know, he went out and fixed all the jump lips, you know, and everything like that was good, but yeah, it's just completely different. And yeah, like you said, that track's going to be completely different than what they wrote it, you know, years ago. But
Well, see, the thing that people don't understand too is that when you ride Millville on Sunday or when they race at the Pro Day, you can't even imagine the amount of effort that has gone into prepping that track on Monday and during the week when the Martins live down there. You know, the track's a complete pile. The boys never really rode the main track all that much. They had there's a track on top of the hill up there that they rode most of the time because Millville is that bad when it's not prepped.
yeah.
So it's just rock hard. It's not a fun track when it's not prepped.
I think that's something that most people don't realize about tracks in general. I mean, I had a conversation with a guy over just this past weekend down at Kellogg about that, you know, those guys aren't out there just riding that. It's not like you get up in the morning and go, oh, I'm going to go prep Spring Creek and, you know, in an hour I'll be riding. No, that's not how it works.
No. You know, that's it. And one thing that both the Martin boys, and I really admire John for doing is he didn't cater to their racing at all. They pretty much did it on their own. You know, hey, Dad might own the place, but you know what? He didn't go out and dress the track up. He didn't allow the boys to, Jeremy in particular, to go out on the dozer and dial it up. They rode what was there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, rain rutted, rock hard. And that's why we're getting back to that advantage. I think it's just, you know, it's not the track that they ride.
Yeah, I think,
you know?
like you were saying, just it's got to be just a ton of pressure coming back, and you have to be able to feel that pressure. But also, like you said, just the people that you know, and then the people that are gonna act like they know you. It's got to be a huge distraction for those guys. I mean, even myself, now I realize I'm a big rock star, but even myself, I really like to go to tracks that I don't necessarily know anybody, because sometimes it's just like, enough, I just want to race, you know?
Right. See, both boys, I'm pretty sure, I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that they'll be staying in Lake City anyway. They won't be staying at their house because just too much going on there. There's too many people from out of town, you know, that come in, you know. I mean, and Greta being the big heart that she's got everybody staying inside their house and in their bedrooms and everything, you know what I mean? So they most likely are going to be staying up in Lake City, because I know she rents a condo up there for one or two condos, I should say, for this national. So I personally think it's a huge disadvantage coming home.
Yep, I agree with you. And look at that, we got something in common. I'll probably be staying in Lake City too.
You know, like Dungy, they live in Belle Plaine, but he stays in the motorhome when he's there, and then he flies out. He doesn't really come home to Belle Plaine because they got a race right after. You know, it's you know, they're really into especially Dungy and Jeremy's the same way, and Alex the same way. They're very, very, very much into routine. Very much into routine. You know, they got their Fridays are this, Saturdays are that, Sundays are that, and now you come up here, you know.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to be, and they have to treat it like it's just another race, as hard as that's going to be. I think, you know, that's what they have to do to get through it. And I know, you know, every year, Friday, for the last few years anyway, Friday afternoon, you hear, Ryan Dungey's on radio stations in the morning in the cities and doing that stuff. And yeah, all that's just got to wear on you.
Yeah, and the thing is, and the worst thing about it is all three of them guys, Alex Martin, Jeremy Martin, and Ryan Dungey, are such nice, genuinely nice people. And I know for a fact, it really hurts them that they don't have time, to see the guys they grew up with and spend time they're talking to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I know it really bums them out when they don't have time to say, hey, remember I raced you on 80s, and he's walking to the line or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean and I know that's something that weighs on them also very much, so that you people don't think about that.
Yep.
But then again, that's their job.
Yep, that's right. That's what they get paid to do, right?
I mean, that's what happens when I go to the grocery store. People just mob me, and it's just like, I gotta go at like 3 a.m. just so I can get a loaf of bread.
Oh, dude, you're preaching to the choir, man. I tell you what, I got women all the time crawling all over me and everything. That's why I'll never go to them old folks' homes ever again.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm elderly, just go nuts over me.
It's a hard
Here,
life.
honey, I got $1 for you. Here's a quarter. Take your moneymaker. Yeah, I think though, I think Vegas coming on so strong right now too. I tell you what, Jeremy's going to have his hands full in the 250 class. So, how much is that?
Watch out for El Chupacabra. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. I mean, I hope, obviously, I'd like to see him win, but yeah, I mean, like I said online, they're pretty much saying it. He's got to go 1-1, and it's just like, well, I mean, obviously you want him to, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh, it's Millville. That's everyone's racing for second here.
Yeah.
So.
No, not at all. Not at all. Especially, and the thing is, Jeremy hasn't rode the track since last year hardly. The track has changed so much. He does, he hasn't rode that big uphill section. Nobody has really.
Yep.
And a few test riders have gone up and down there, but that's about it. So, so it's not like it's an advantage.
Cool.
It'll be a good time though, guaranteed.
Well, if you want on Friday, if you need some fill up in that booth, you can toss the Talkin Moto. We won't be there.
Oh yeah.
Jason, you're not going, right? Are you gonna go Saturday?
I still don't know what I'm going to do. I just found out about this whole Red Bull Scrub Limbo deal going on out at the Jackson compound on Friday. So I'm trying to get details on that because I hear there's going to be a shuttle from Millville to go there. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
That's quite a ways from Millville, the Jackson compound. That's got to be all of 5 miles.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a tough haul.
That sounds dangerous.
That's a pack of lunch.
Yep. So I might stop out there for that and then make my way over to the track. That might be my plan. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See if I can find a spot to squeeze the van in somewhere at the track on Friday night.
No, yeah, it's. I bet it's packed.
I know.
Think it's going to be huge. I really think it's going to be huge. With Jeremy smoking like he is, doing what he's doing, with Dungey doing as good as he's doing, And the thing is, too, a lot of people are talking about Dungey is how many more years has he got left. I mean, he ain't getting old by any means, but he's got a whole life plan. He's got more than just racing in his world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is this his 8th year already? Is that right? Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, he started. Yeah. I'd have to go up to the shop and look at the number plates on the walls. We got one from every year he raced. So, actually, I got in our Brett's old race shop. We have got his very first pro plate from the first time he rode pro down here at Millville. Got the number plate from him.
You got
kind of a neat deal.
You got some other neat stuff hanging in that garage. You got a bunch of Loretta's bibs too, don't you?
Yeah. Brett was at Loretta's 4 times. when Brett was racing, we traveled all over. We had the semi, and we put on 100,000 miles a year racing.
Yep.
We were all over.
How did you guys ever do that?
What's that?
How were you ever able to do that? I mean, I tried to make a run at Loretta's this year and failed. But, I'm down at Mount Carroll and, looking at all the people down there and the rigs they got. And, they're all talking about how many different qualifiers they got to. I mean, not even just money, but how do you find the time? I mean, I can't find the time to do it.
Well, see, I was very, very lucky with Brett, because Brett, when he was younger, was 100%. And when I'm talking younger, I mean from like 11 years on, 100% in the racing. He was rebuilding motors when he was 11 years old, lacing wheels when he was 11 and 12 years old. Kept the semi all stocked up with stuff. He had put the water in the tanks. It was genuinely a team effort. You know what I mean? And that's how we did it. I would work up until the very last minute. We'd start up the semi, and we would go to Jordan Friday night. Saturday, we'd run over to Green Bay and do a qualifier and come back. I mean, we'd go down to Iowa, race in Iowa, go to Illinois. I mean, it was a lot of work, a lot of time, but I wouldn't trade 1 minute for anything in the world of the time we spent as a family together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's did Loretta's 4 times. Brett got to race Daytona Supercross. He raced Brett Budd. He did the Nationals. I mean, it was all worth it. And then his little brother Kyle was actually a very good rider too, but he just didn't have the drive to be. He enjoyed racing and had fun, but he just didn't have the love to continue at Brett's level.
Sure.
So that made it easy too. To have 2 kids that were into it.
I know it's kind of off subject, but he's doing pretty good with his motorcycle building stuff.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, let's just, to be honest with you, it's not really that far off subject, because it's just a transition from when he was racing, pro. He was partially his own mechanic. He did all his own maintenance, and he just kind of always had the trickiest stuff, and he always made a lot of his own super trick little things like, brake snakes and all this little stuff that he'd always make himself. And then next thing you know, it had to have been 8 years ago, I came down to my lower shop, and him and all his buddies had an old Yamaha XS400 welded onto my frame table, and they were modifying, just literally, we'll just say, interestingly modifying this very fine specimen. And then it's progressed from there as he's building bikes now, and he's working for me. He's helping me out right now because we're so busy, but he's had 3-4 magazines now. He was on Travel Channel this winter, for being out in Sturgis with one of his bikes that's actually was in American Iron. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a gentleman named Michael Lichter, the ultimate. He's a Simon Cubby of motorcycle photography. He just shot his pictures. He built the bike for Ken Roxon. I mean, got a lot of stuff going on. Really cool stuff.
Awesome.
Nice.
He's keeping himself busy there too, turning some really cool product.
Would have you gotten mad if we would have landed in the field last weekend?
Not at all. I'm more upset you didn't. Seriously. Seriously, I'm more upset you didn't.
I don't know if I told you this, Jason. I was sitting at TJ Hooligans, and Josh comes up and he goes, "Dude, you want to go up in a helicopter?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" And I went from eating my sandwich to some guy I've never met picking me up, and we were heading out to Flying Cloud, and up in this little helicopter I went. So
nice. I was wondering what that was all about. I saw the picture.
No, we were sitting. I seen you flying. I seen the helicopter. Should say flying over Little Robinson. I'm like, God, what? Somebody's, because I get it all the time. Because I got a lot of friends that are pilots and stuff, and they always buzz my house, what have you. And I'm wondering. I've got actually a good friend of ours that he races trophy trucks.
Okay.
He's a trophy truck, races trophy trucks, and he's very well to do, and he's got ungodly amount of flying toys. And I thought it was him at first, and I thought, I know for a fact Craig would land in the field. But then it didn't land. I'm like, well, who's that? And then he told me it was you. I'm like, well, why didn't you stop? We got 15 acres.
Plenty of room.
Yeah, plenty of room. I've had guys land in ultralights out here. I mean, come on, you can put a helicopter down.
Well, if I ever get a chance to do it again, we'll stop by this time.
Yeah, that's been fun. That'd really been fun. Especially now that I don't have horses anymore. I don't have to worry about them running away. Yeah.
Well, cool, guy. Well, thanks for coming on.
No, dude, this is really cool. I've seen your thing, and I'll be honest with you, I never really, at my age, I can't keep my eyes open after 7, so I've never really listened. I listened tonight. It was a great show, man. I really liked it.
Cool.
Really cool, you guys.
Thanks, man.
Got to get you up in the tower and plug you guys up there some more.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah.
So
plan on making a few more appearances at the amateur races this year. So yeah, I'll definitely stop up and see you.
Yeah. Well, it's real good. You guys got a great deal going. I mean, I really like it. It's really cool. It's like Matt Williamson from the stuff he does for all the amateurs. It's so nice to see, this level of going on.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes it nice. Really, really cool. You guys are tossing it out there.
Sweet. Well, if we'll try to find you. Maybe you always run into just about everybody over the weekend. So
yeah, we'll be there.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Thanks, guy.
All right. Thank you much.
Later. You think Jeff's done?
I'm starting to worry that maybe he glued his head to the table.
I've been here for almost the entire time, you jerk.
Why didn't you say anything?
I don't know. What do I gotta say? I actually did try to say something, but I had it muted, and then
that happened to me before a couple times.
I don't remember what I was trying to say, but oh, I was gonna say what. Do you guys remember what number Dungy was? First time pro. I think it was 06. He came out. I did the last 3. Spring Creek, I think, being maybe his first.
Wasn't it 142?
It was like 162, wasn't it? Or 161 or something, or 212 maybe.
Reached the limits of my tiny little brain.
Where's Caleb? Come on, Chad.
Matt would know.
Oh,
Caleb wouldn't know.
No, Matt would know.
Yeah, my brother would know. I know he's brought that up to me before, but I think you might be right. It was either 142 or 162 or something.
What? We haven't even talked about it yet, but what did you guys think of the race and this weekend?
Jason hasn't seen it, so
I saw bits and pieces when I wasn't looking at skid loaders that Jeff was showing me.
Oh, well, you can hit the cricket sound effects. That's what I thought happened.
Really? Because I don't know. I guess just from talking to people at the track yesterday that had watched them said they were pretty good. But yeah, I can't have an opinion. I didn't see much. I agree with Jeff. I don't like that track at all. But.
See, the track is awesome. Like when you're watching it in person, But like TV, it was like, this is boring. It was like, to me, nothing really happened. It was like the same thing, different track. I'm like, well, I almost shut it off. But I don't know, we had a pretty busy weekend too, so I was pretty tired when I was trying to watch them. And
I was honestly trying to keep my eyes open last night when we were attempting to watch it at Jeff's, and there was no energy left. I think 6 weeks in a row of nothing but racing has finally caught up to me.
Time to take a break.
Yep. Little vacation here, little vacation.
What? Oh my gosh, I lost it. Really? Oh. Yeah. You want me to go on my rant?
Go for it. I want to hear what it's all about.
No one's listening anyway. I don't know. It was almost like it was the same thing that they talked about last week that they're talking about this week. And it's just kind of really didn't interest me at all, Was it, I guess, just maybe tired of hearing about Jesse Nelson and his fake thumb. What else was there? Now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, talking about Christoph Purcell and how no one can pass him.
I guess I didn't hear enough of anything to even know what you're talking about.
Ugh, drives me nuts.
Sorry.
Just
How do they say no one can pass him when he gets passed every week by like 3 guys?
I don't know.
Every week.
Well, don't you know he's a crafty Frenchman?
Well, at least they haven't been beating that to death because he hasn't been winning. But I mean, that's the stupidest thing in the world to say that you just can't get around the guy when every week, lo and behold, 3 people manage to do it because he gets the whole shot every damn race.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I feel like I need to learn how to ride a wider bike because, getting some pretty good starts, but apparently I suck at keeping people behind me.
You're not aggressive enough in the beginning.
Yeah,
That's the key.
That's part
That's
of
the
it.
key in that class is to out-aggressive everyone else, and most
Yeah.
of them times when most of the guys in vet are faced with the decision to let off or possibly collide, they usually let off.
The problem is most of them weigh at least 50 pounds more than me, and they're on a bigger bike, so it's hard to be that way. I know I have no balls.
Don't mean, yeah, we that was pointed out over the weekend.
Yep.
Shoot. So yeah, I don't know, like kind of like what Guy was talking about. Baggett pretty much passed him and checked out. But like, do you think he has what, a 30-point lead or at least a full Moto lead? I thought it's like if he's finishing second to Baggett, as long as he keeps doing that, that pretty much takes him out of it. I don't know how the points shake out. Yeah, because Baggett's now in second.
Maybe he's 30 points back, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty healthy cushion. Jeremy's just got to avoid a DNF at all costs,
Right.
or no points in a moto, because Baggett's already had his bad race. I think he got 0 points at one point.
Yeah, at Hangtown. Yep. So, 30 is a lot, but yeah, like you said, you have one bad race or one bad moto, and there she goes.
Hey, now.
I said it.
No need for that.
I tried getting Zach on tonight.
He told me he doesn't like you, so I don't know if that's gonna work.
All right.
I enjoyed having Guy on. That was sweet. That was a nice surprise. I didn't know he was coming on.
Good guy. Good talk.
Yeah. Yeah. And to think, it all started at Jordan for him.
Yeah. Maybe you get a takeover.
Maybe.
Nice.
Probably have to learn when the mic is on and when the mic is off for that to happen.
As long as you're not cussing when it's on, when you think it's off.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, one of the worst parts was Lee wanted me to do interviews with everybody in the mains. And it's like, okay, how am I supposed to be in the tower, call the race, and then be however many miles away it is at the track exit at the end of the race, then be back in the tower for the start of the next one and get through every rider and their sponsors? And it's like, that's just not happening. What I needed was Jeff to be there as a sidekick.
I was there, but I got kicked out.
He
So.
got kicked out of the towers, so
He was too busy playing fisticuffs in the pits.
that was part of it.
They really kicked you out of the tower?
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently it's okay to have 100 kids up there, but when a few of my buddies want to come up and hang out, they're distracting.
Just
So
say,
they get kicked out.
you're like TMP. Look
I
out.
didn't even. The thing is, none of us even said a word to you.
I
None of us
know.
even talked to you at all because.
I know. That's why
We knew
I
you
was. That irritated me.
Plus,
a
you
lot.
looked really crabby.
I did.
Yeah,
I was crabby.
not seem like you were having a good time. I'm sure you probably were thinking, I'd probably rather be racing right now.
Oh man! By the time you get to like 2 or 3 races into the mains, it's like, is this over yet? I mean, it's fun, but man, it wears on you for sure. It's a lot more work than it seems like it should be.
I like Chris's comment in the chat room. Keys to the race. Get the whole shot.
I think that's the one key to every race.
Yeah.
I don't think the key to a race will ever be start in the back and work your way towards the front.
Well, anyone can get the whole shot and check out, right?
No,
Nope.
Apparently not.
apparently not.
Oh man. I kind of wish I wasn't so busy right now.
Yeah,
I wish I could come up Friday.
I really wish I could sneak out of work on Friday, but I don't think so.
Jeff, make it happen.
Jeff can't make that happen.
I got no say in that.
I don't know about you. You guys both sound sick.
I'm just dog-ass tired, man. I've been dragging ass all day.
I hear you. I did see a Chevy Cavalier over the weekend with Lambo doors on it.
Why? That's all I want to know is why.
Oh, and I don't. He's probably not listening. We had Amber's family. This is really off subject, but this is what I was doing this weekend. They had she's Croatian, so it's a Croatian festival, and they cooked like 16 lambs, 6 pigs, like 100 and I think last year was 144 chickens. I think they got more this year, but so they cook all that. It's all open to the public, so people, people will come down and just buy pounds of the meat, and then kind of hang out and drink some beers and all that other fun stuff. But this year we decided to try to have a car show. So, yeah, he brought it in, and it was
Croatian car show, huh?
kind of weird, huh?
I was kind of excited this week on the car show subject, and unfortunately I had to miss it on Friday night, but my Malibu finally made it to cruise night over at Panel Prague this week,
Nice.
or last week, so that was sweet. Like I say, unfortunately I didn't get it done and didn't get it there, but my brother did, and I didn't get to see it, but
I bet he made it look effortless, Jason.
I bet he did. Thank you for that. I'm going back into depression mode now.
I feel like I might be responsible for that a little bit.
No, honestly, it has nothing to do with you. It's the fact that there's something wrong with my bike. That depresses me. That's how little of a life I have.
Like, it's going to blow up?
No, like, it's easy. It just needs a clutch. But still, there's a problem with it, and I'm not happy about it.
She's wounded.
She is wounded.
Go up to Bob's, use the promo code Talkin Moto, and get a new clutch.
And then when they ask you to leave, getting belligerent.
When they tell me that they can order it from where I'm going to order it from.
Jason's going to say, "Don't you know who I am?"
Damn it! This is not as easy as it looks.
Oh, funny. So how do you think the local guys will do this weekend?
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's funny that apparently all this talking about events actually works because 2 hours ago I was going to tell you that sorry, but I'm not going this weekend. And now I'm all fired up about it.
I don't know.
I still might not go this weekend, so.
I don't know.
I got this invitation. I should probably run down this since I do have a little more information. Red Bull, who all of a sudden is showing up all over in this area, is doing. I gotta find it on my phone here.
Wearing retro shorts.
That too. Why won't you show me what I want to see? There it is. Red Bull is doing Scrub Limbo out at the Jackson compound on Friday from 5 to 8. So from what I really don't have a whole lot of details. That's pretty much all I have, other than the fact that there will be shuttles from Spring Creek to the Jackson compound to check that out. And I'm not sure if this is an invitation for me to ride in the Scrub Limbo, but I'm going to take it as one, so I might go try this out, which will be entertaining.
What this is?
Well, I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing, but I'm pretty sure you're basically trying to, you have to jump, but you have to scrub underneath something, would be my guess.
This would only
I've
be.
heard, like,
This would
I've
only
heard
be.
of limbo contests.
Only if the bar was more of a solid stationary object.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
Get-
I'm thinking like a field goal post. So if you don't get under it, you're basically decapitated.
That's not good.
It'll be interesting. I suppose I should probably RSVP.
Is this like Nick Jackson?
Yes. Yep.
My invite must have got lost in the mail.
Well, I didn't get an invite from him. That's why I'm not really sure if I'm actually invited.
I'm pretty sure you're invited. Just show up.
Because I got an invite from somebody that was invited but can't be there.
Maybe that's what it is. He's passing his invite on to you.
Could
There's only
be.
limited spots.
Could be. I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do to get in on this, though. I'm going to shoehorn my way in there one way or another.
She's slippery. All right, boys.
The scary part is I asked Nick about it, and he really doesn't know all that much about it, so I don't know.
A party at your place and you don't know about it. That's not good.
Well, it's not like he lives there anymore, but he's got to be part of it, I would think. So pay attention to Facebook and Twitter and all that happy horse crap, and as soon as I know more, you'll know more.
And if you're ordering anything, use the promo code Talkin Moto. See if it gets anything.
Good luck with all that.
It just doubled in price. Why?
You have to pay more for being an idiot.
Cool.
I saw a sticker on the back of one of them. What was the first like goofy looking Pontiac SUV thing that came out?
The Aztec.
Yes, the Aztec. I saw a bumper sticker on the back of one of those today that said "Stupid should hurt," and this thing must have had like a back tire that was just horribly out of balance or had a flat spot in it, because this guy's going like 50 down the road and the rear axle is just hopping up and down nonstop. And I'm just thinking, well, you're so stupid you don't get your car fixed, so crickets.
It'll be
Crickets.
fine. It'll be fine.
Crickets.
No worries. No worries.
So you guys really thought I was still out in the garage?
Well, I wasn't on the dealie to see if you were back or not, and I never heard anything. So yeah, I assumed I thought maybe you had your head glued to a table, something. Tim the Toolman Taylor style.
No, but I made a mistake tonight that made me really mad, and then my bandsaw broke, so I'm in a bad mood. Things are going wrong.
Ooh.
I need that
Things are-
bandsaw. The question is, do I buy $1,000 new bandsaw, or do I fix the one I got?
It's a good question. I think Owen's trying to make me throw up.
What's he doing? Funny. All right, boys. We will see everyone this weekend. Might
Maybe.
have t-shirts. We'll see if I have time. Stickers for sure.
Sweet. We're going to try to sneak the van in there too. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I'm going to try.
Just pull in, drive across the creek, park her by the crapper.
Just pull in all solid like you know what you're doing there. See what happens.
Anyone
Worst,
anyone tries to stop you, just punt them out of the way.
worst thing they can do is tell you to go home. Which just means I get a nap. That's all.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, hang on. Find something to hang on to.
What are we hanging on for again? Cripes.